All right, let's see how that works out. Give me a second. Let's see, is that better? Let's see, is that better? Let's see, is that better? If it's still some more crackling sound, I'm gonna have to read. I'm gonna have to use my other microphone up here. So y'all just let me know. It's nothing for me to try to redo this stream. Just let me know, and I'll switch to my microphone that's up there if it keeps crackling because I don't want to have no crackling sound on my stream here. You say you can hear me? Is the crackling sound gone? You say the echo is gone as well? You say the echo is gone as well? All right. Now I heard myself. We're good. The person that came in here, let me go ahead and get you out of here. Um, post. If I want to talk about something that happened 30 years ago, 50 years ago, 1,000 years ago, I can talk about whatever I want to talk about. But we can give people a chance to get in the room before I start. Yeah, y'all know me. I have a zero tolerance policy to anybody coming in here talking crap. It's zero tolerance. You do that, you got to go immediately. It's not up for discussion, anything. What's going on, David? I'm gonna let people get in here. I'm gonna let you say Louisiana. What y'all say? Y'all got some freezing. Y'all got some freezing weather down there. I heard about that. I know back home they was talking about some freezing weather or whatever, which is. Hold on, let me check something else. I'm waiting for you to come in, so give me a second. Yo, yeah, we all good. Yeah, but I'm gonna give you a few more minutes. But normally I have my countdown, but I'm not in my studio. And my main program that I use is in my studio. I tried to use it here. I got my MacBook here, and for some reason it just wouldn't click at all. It wouldn't. So I just say, you know what? I'm just going with the webcam. Moving from there, it said Mr. Obama sold. It said people out for the stake of being the president. It said I hope he can live with his decisions. Well, he gonna have to. You say it's very cold. Yeah. Well, in my undisclosed location, it's supposed to start snowing here shortly. Supposed to snow the rest of the week in my undisclosed location. Well, like I said, I give people another minute, then we'll get started. You say you out of Detroit? Oh, shoot. I know y'all have snow up there. Yeah, I know y'all have a lot of snow. God bless y'all in Detroit. No, don't cut. Don't cut. What are you doing? I'm going Why are you over here? To get my stuff. Well, what are you getting? My toys. You want to see them? Okay. Get your stuff. My little girl right here. Was talking to her about her stuff. All right. Yeah, we got about another 30 seconds. We get started. You said you used to live in Dallas a few years ago? Okay. So you checking in from the UK? Yeah, that's another code. Hey, get over there. Over there. Right here? Over there. Go back to the where you was at. You in my shot. Go back where you was at. Don't know why you didn't stay where you was at. I want to play with toys. That's just it. Oh, you're gonna be moving from Chicago to Houston? Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 All right. We 5 minutes in. Yeah, y'all know how it is. Them cheering. Like shit. My 7-year-old is here today, so you know how that goes. Like I said, normally in my studio, I don't have 7-year-olds running around, and not at least in the studio per se. Um. All right. So anyway, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us this morning. Thank. Yeah, Danielle. Yeah, she is. She's she's bad off. I will say that much. She's very, 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 very spoiled. A lot. So, and she's the baby, so you know how that goes. So thank you very much for joining us this morning, ladies and gentlemen, to our stream. Now, yesterday, we talked about how America isn't being looked at as the leader anymore. Um, and we got to talking about Gaddafi and things like that. And the more people say, they'd like for me to expound into that. So we're going to go through about 16 things. I think most for 17 reasons, but definitely 16 what was real good about him. Now, I think personally, one of the biggest mistakes that Gaddafi made was got to get rid of his nuclear weapons. I have seen, and just my research is that every country that has a nuclear weapon, America does not mess with them. I'm going to repeat that again. Every country that has a nuclear weapon, America leaves them the hell alone. The reason why North Korea hasn't been invaded is because North Korea has nuclear weapons because they can use it. Understand? It's kind of like if you don't have like it just on if somebody know you're not armed, then you more likely to get deal with a problem versus you say I got the same thing you got, so you come over here, I got something for you. See, they don't really want to deal with that, right? So Gaddafi and Libya was the only African nation, at least that I could think of at that time, that had a nuclear weapon. And Gaddafi made a major mistake by getting rid of his nuclear weapons. If Gaddafi would have never got rid of that nuclear weapons that he had, listening to Bush and the rest of them, he would still be alive today. He'll still be running Libya today. That's what set him up right there. Is when he got rid of those nuclear weapons. Okay, that was his biggest mistake. Of course, Gaddafi, he was an Arab for sure, but he definitely believed in Pan Africanism. He loved Africa. He loved Black people. He's shown that in his country and things like that. So we want to talk about even Barack Obama himself. How's Barack Obama used by the West to get rid of Gaddafi? You have to understand certain things they like to try when Black people are in leadership. So the blowback won't go on the white supremacy itself. It'll say, hey, the Black man, he co-signed it. You understand? But then they leave you with the regret as a Black person. Even on jobs, they have elevated some of you in positions on their jobs, and then you've been made to fire people. You've been made to do things to people, and then everybody hating you instead of hating them because they didn't want they didn't want to be looked bad whatsoever, right? You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, of course, now to get to the Gaddafi, you have to understand. See, now we understand the game. The mainstream media is the fourth a wing of the government. You have to understand that. The reason why that media has an unlimited source of cash is because they're all subsidized by the government. They're subsidized by taxpayer funding. Okay, so my tax dollars, your tax dollars, is help fund the mainstream media. The government can call the mainstream media and say report this. The government can also say don't report that. It's national security. Don't talk about that. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when true journalists expose things like Gary Webb, that expose how the CIA and all that was dropping off, cocaine and all that in the Black communities, you get 3 shots to the head and say it was a suicide. Understand? We don't follow the playbook. I mean, how a person shoot himself 3 times in the head and that's suicide. I give you one, but three, that's interesting. So they what they like to do is they demonize a leader, demonize the people. It's propaganda, ladies and gentlemen. It's propaganda. Um, you have to understand how propaganda has been used against us as black people. Uh, every day we're being propagandized. Okay, when if you go to another country and people have this idea about black Americans, where do they get that from? What do they all say? They say, I saw that on TV. I saw, Boys in the Hood. I saw Menace to Society. I saw this. I saw that. Who really controls those images? Is it me or you? No, me and you do not control those images. And they strategically show these images. Let me tell y'all, the most dangerous network in America to me that I know of now isn't Fox News, isn't Newsmax, isn't OEN. It actually CNN. CNN is the most dangerous network for propaganda against Black Americans because CNN is everywhere. They have a true international organization. Every country has CNN in it. You understand? Every country, even in the African nations, European nations, Asian nations, they have a division of CNN somewhere. You understand? So anybody that's disseminating things or who can be the most dangerous to black folks is CNN. Now, CNN in America is extreme propaganda. Oh my God. It's ridiculous. I mean, you literally watching, just a propaganda show. You're not watching news. You watching propaganda. You watching fear mongering. You watching misinformation. That's for sure. You watching disinformation. That's for sure too. That's what you're watching. Fox, they the same thing. They're propaganda on the other side. It's all propaganda. Like Americans really don't get news. Now over here, you're gonna get some news because I don't have no ties to nobody's government like that. I just care about the people. We care about getting what we can out to the people. Everybody that work with us is I don't. You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something. Every person that posts content on my page on this channel, they're independent thinkers. Okay, I don't tell them how to report. I don't tell them what to say. I don't. You could ask any of them. I don't even tell them what story. It was a few times I've said, "Hey, I want you to cover this story because of this," right? And the only one recently I told that to was one girl because the situation in Ethiopia. I said, "Hey, that's your job to cover that." And the reason why is because you come from there. That's your people, and you need to be disseminating that story. But other than that, I didn't tell her how to say it, what to think, how to. No, I didn't tell her anything. I will not have no one work with me if I got to tell you how to think. See, in the mainstream media, they want to tell you how to think. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell you how to think whatsoever, okay? Just want to let y'all know that. So, continuing, American media is so propagandized, just like when it led up to the Iraq war or whatever. Saddam Hussein doing this, Saddam Hussein doing that. And then it came out later, people in Iraq say that wasn't even true. That wasn't true. But every night we heard on the news, Saddam, oh, look what Saddam doing. And even if Saddam was doing that, what that got to do with America? Whatever he's doing or was doing, allegedly. Man, somebody else calling me. Hold on, y'all. Somebody always calling my phone. Let me cut my ringer off. Okay. The phone call start right now. Hold on. All right. Thank you. Anyway, sorry about that. But what they got to do with us in America, whatever he's doing, or whatever Gaddafi was allegedly doing, right? Oh, he's violating human rights issues. Okay, and you're violating human rights issues in America. Look how you treat black people. Well, where's the loop of what you're doing to us here in America? Where's that loop at? Well, where's the speeches at the UN about what's going on here in America with black people? Where's those speeches at? Where's those speeches saying that hey, these people are being done wrong by their government? Where's that at? Because the police is your government. They're agents of your government. Oh, this police shot this person 17 times in the back. The government in the U.S. is killing its own people. That's what they say about other countries when the same things happen. This government is killing its own people. You understand? So Gaddafi, Like I say, his biggest mistake was giving up his weapons. That was his biggest mistake. Now Gaddafi, he did something that they had to get him. Okay, they just had to. He had to go. Now I'm gonna get to that, but let me go through some things that Gaddafi was doing in his country prior to why he just really had to go. Okay, he had to go because any time an African leader threatens to cut them out of the African continent, that's a problem. They want unlimited access to the African continent. You understand? Now, people that have this low vibrational thinking and just say, "Oh well, why they leaving and want to come over to America?" Like, you have no clue. You have no clue. Even if you had a clue about what go on in their countries, you actually would understand why some of them doing it. It's pure economical why they're doing it. That's it. It's all about getting some money. They come the one, and you have to say the ones that are allowed to come here. And we talked about this yesterday. The U.S. government selects who come here, even on vacation. You cannot just sign up for an American visa, pay your money, and get one. That's not the way it works. A lot of American citizens don't know that. Many of you have traveled to different countries. You got your visas like this. No issue, no problem. If the world would treat America like it has treated other people, the UK is the same way as well. Many people wouldn't be able to travel because you can wait up to 3 months, 6 months. Some people wait up to a year to be told no to get a visa just to go visit the United States. So anyone that comes to the only people that's coming in to America that they did not select is them people coming whoever is coming across in the southern part of the border. They didn't select them people. It's just free reign. Let's run across that border, right? And you having people from all over the world to know the game now. So it's not just people of Latin descent. It's Chinese. It's at that southern border. You remember the situation with the Haitians, right? The Haitians at the southern border, other African groups. Everybody know that if you want to just go into the United States, you can't do it the right way because they're just going to deny you. So you got to go through the southern border, fly to Mexico, and hey, let's go that way. Okay, but let's get to Gaddafi here. We talked about some of this briefly yesterday, but let's get it. So life under Gaddafi. Number one, there was no electricity bill in Libya. Electricity was free for all its citizens during Gaddafi's reign. Now, my light bill has been horrible. Even in the winter months, my light bill has not went down at all. Okay, light bill is something that I believe. Look at Gaddafi. He said free. Why can't we have free light bill? Why? I mean, that's a burden on the person. But see, in the country that we are come from, United States, they believe everything, any kind of convenience is a luxury, right? People need lights. That's normal. People cannot be without lights. This is not the 1300s. People need lights. Some people do suffer financially, and it's not everybody's fault why they go through some financial things. Trust me, you can be rich one day and get broke the next, and you can be broke one day and become rich the next. It happens, right? But they was getting free electricity while people claim that America is the greatest country in the world and everybody's struggling to pay a light bill. Okay, but Gaddafi is giving that out for free for Libyans. Number two, there was no interest on loans. Banks in Libya were state owned, and loans were given to all the citizens at 0% interest by law. Didn't matter about a credit score because in America, if you have a high credit score, you get uh, a low interest rate. If your credit is quote unquote bad, you get a higher interest rate. That's how the banks make their money off of you, is with interest rates. Even if you had a 2% interest rate, the bank is still making money off of you, especially when you buy a home, etc. Number three, homes considered a human right in Libya. All right. They say Gaddafi vowed that his parents would not get a house until everyone in Libya had a home. They say Gaddafi's father had died while him, his wife, and his mother was still living in a tent during his reign. So he said he didn't want to give his parents a house, so everybody else got a house. Now you know, in America, the politicians, their family is taken care of. They're rich, all of them. They get a job. What president makes 400 some odd thousand, and yet look how much money in the end that he gets outside that job. Plus he got that salary for life. Whatever president you have, get their salary for life. When you look at people in Congress, you know they there for so long, they get their salary for life too. So it's like a lotto job to get, and on top of that, they get access. They get access to all these different contracts. They get access to corporations, speaking fees. They become millionaires, all of them, when they get that job. But yet that job doesn't pay $1 million. And Gaddafi was saying, "Look, I want to make sure the people are taken care of." Right? You're right. Yeah. What job do you know? Well, you can vote to give yourself a raise. Yeah, they vote to give themselves a raise. Now, you know what would have been fly for them? They would say, you know what, since we're in a pandemic and everybody's struggling, we not getting our salaries. We're not gonna do that. No, see, they wasn't gonna do that. Is it freaking snowing already? Look like it is snowing. Yeah, it is snowing. Anyway, so number four, as we talked about yesterday, all newlyweds in Libya receive 50,000 US, which was 60,000 dinar at that time, by the government to buy their first apartment, so to help start up the family. So in our country, um, we don't support families. No, actually, our country wants to see the breakup of the family. What I mean by the breakup of the family is that when you understand the family law system and how that system makes a lot of money off of the breakup of families, right? It doesn't encourage families to stay together. You have different factions, like these different special interest groups. They want to, promote single parent households and all of that. Gaddafi and them say, let me start this couple off with some decent money so they can go it on and get a place to stay. That $50,000, if a person's smart, that's a good down payment on a home, like for a family, right? So instead of having you in a freaking apartment that you can't even own, $50,000 when a person's smart would be the thing that can help them have some sort of home ownership, so they could transfer to their kids. Number six here. The Libyans went to, no, I'm sorry, number five. Education and medical treatments was free in Libya. They say before Gaddafi, only 25% of Libyans were literate. They said during his reign, the figure was 83%. So imagine if your education, no matter what you wanted to go pursue, or of course, we talk about, medical, which should, I'm a firm believer medical should be free. I don't believe nobody should be paying for no doctor. I don't believe nobody should be paying for no dentist. I don't believe nobody should be paying for no treatments or whatever. Because now I don't agree with Candace Owens on a whole lot. I don't. But one tweet that she made, I do agree with. She said, "Well, them jabs are for free, and anybody can get one for free. Why don't you make the heart medication free and the cancer medication and all these different medications for free for everybody? Why we got to pay for that, but we can't pay? You know what I'm saying? But y'all willing to pay for the jabs, though? You willing to pay for that?" I agree with that wholeheartedly. I said I'm willing for my taxes to go up, so at least not only my family but everybody's family can go to the doctor for free. But then once again, in our country, because we have a lot of wicked people running it, they believe healthcare and the ability to pay for healthcare is a luxury, and it should only be afforded to those who can afford it. You look at the hospital system; it's about making money. Insurance, it's about making money. Prior to Obama putting in that pre-existing conditions, people was getting turned down. You paying insurance and your insurance just canceling you because they, oh, you didn't got too sick, we're canceling you. So wait a minute, I've been paying these premiums for 20 years. Now that I need to finally use this insurance, now you canceling me? Now that's one good thing Obama did put in. I give him that much. The pre-existing condition thing, and also covering your children up to 26. I think that's a good thing Obama did. I give credit where credit is due, whether I agree with you or not, no matter who it is, right? But Americans can't get free education either. College is unreally is unreal on the expenses. Many people right now got student loan debt when they should be going to college for free. You know what I'm saying? Why can't they go to college for free? Why can't the government pay for it? Instead of sending all these millions upon millions of dollars to all these countries that you send it to, that could be your money for sending these. Look at the pandemic. Right now, America needs doctors and nurses, but you can't get in because they still have gatekeepers on that too. There's only so many nursing schools you can get in, so many medical schools you can get in. Right? There's not a push by the government to get black doctors, black nurses in there. They'll do more. Bring people from overseas instead of focusing on black American people right there in their own country to send these young men and young women to school for free. So if anything, they can go back to the communities and treat the people that they live around. You have to understand everything about America is about making money and screw everybody else. You understand? But Gaddafi understood that, well, maybe if you keep your people healthy, it could be better. Let you have an educated people, because the educated people is a better. Listen, they have purposely, y'all. They have purposely dumbed down American society. Okay, they purposely pushed all the whoredom in the music. They purposely do it. You have to understand that they purposely push the Megan the Stallions, okay, in their music on young ladies. They purposely push, the things that Cardi B would do in her music, right? That's done on purpose. Because you can say whatever you want to say about Cardi B, Megan the Stallion. They're not in control of the labels. They don't have the marketing budget in the millions to push their music like that. They don't have it. And they're not the only two that's doing it. I'm just using them because that's names that people know, right? They purposely push that. They purposely push the at the time gangster rap. They purposely push that on the society. These people know exactly what they're doing, and these people that run the music industry don't look like me and you. Unfortunately, they use people that look like me and you to do it, and they break them off a little check to do so. But they don't want us is pushing that on society, dumbing everything down. Clothes is more important than education. What you look like, what you wearing, and then black folks take so much pride in putting the names of everybody else on their body except people within their own community. Every 5 minutes, the only one you wear that maybe be a black man's name is Jordan. And Jordan, why wasn't he smart enough to freaking say, you know what? I'm creating I own my own Jordan brand. He's partnered with Nike all these years, and that. But why can't he just break off and do his own thing and he get all the money? But yeah, I know Jordan made a lot of money off of that. It's amazing how people are buying recycled shoes. I mean, shoes, the same shoes that I grew up seeing. You just buying them with different colors. Feet Funkerson, thank you. That's an interesting name. Okay. So number six, if Libyans wanted to take up a farming career, they received farmland, a farming house, equipment, seeds, and livestock to kickstart their farms, all for free. Think about that. You want to be a farmer, you get land, you get a house, you get the livestock, you get the seeds, you get everything for free, just so you can be a farmer. Now, why farming is important? Without farmers, you won't have anything. You won't have nothing to eat. You need farmers. Farmers are extremely important for nation building. So why wouldn't you support the farmers? Now in America, sure, we have a uh, was it USDA and all of that. But the way it works in America, because of the wickedness of white supremacy, the white farmers get all the money and subsidies. Recently, when Jim Crow Joe put in for black farmers to get a certain amount of money for them to have access to, the white farmers went sued to stop the black farmers from getting the money that was set aside for black farmers. Why? Because white farmers get all the money and black farmers don't get anything. See, in our country, it's all about the color of your skin. They feel white farmers and what they grow is superior to what black farmers can grow. I didn't know seeds was superior. I didn't know that. I didn't know cows were superior. I didn't know chickens were superior. I didn't know that. I didn't know that eggs coming from a black farm is insignificant compared to a white farm. That is the sickness of white supremacy. It's sick. It's demented. If I'm the leader of a nation, I can care less what color skin you are. I want to know how many farmers I got in my country and what can I do to help you feed this nation. I want a surplus of food in this nation. I can care less what color your freaking skin. How good are you as a farmer? But see, I think with righteousness say treat people the way you want to be treated, right? But see, the white supremacists, no, you're not valuable if you don't have white skin, and that's what makes the America suffer too. You got so many talented people in general in America, but you don't even want to tap onto the talent that you already have because of the color of somebody's skin. Ignorant, and wicked people. Wicked, so wicked. We go to number 7. So if Libyans couldn't find the educational and medical facilities they needed in Libya, the government used funds to give them to go abroad. So let's say if they didn't have a particular field of study in Libya, let's say, okay, we'll pay for you to go to some European country, the U.S., whatever, and not only for free, but they got a $2,300 a month accommodation and a car allowance to do so. So even in these foreign countries, Libya was saying, okay, we're gonna give you $2,300 and we're gonna give you a car allowance. So you're not out there just by yourself, struggling, etc. Right? Check my battery. Okay, we good on my battery. About to plug it back in. Now we don't get that kind of help at all. So now imagine that get out. This is before the time that we was really connected online. So some things that other leaders were doing that was good, you never heard about it. Because once again, the mainstream media in the United States is a propaganda meal. And that propaganda meal is meant to pit black folks against white folks against black folks, poor people against uh, people who's got money, people with money against those who are poor. I mean, it's all division. You look at the recent division, right? With the jab versus the unjab. Who got that started? The media and the politicians. If we are in a freaking crisis, we supposed to be in a crisis as Americans, right? Everybody is supposed to be on board, right? But no, even in the midst of a freaking pandemic, you have made to drive a wedge, and you drew a wedge so much that you have messed off your response to it because that's what they chose to do. Because they thrive on division, they thrive on fear. Anybody that's looking to thrive on division and fear, that's all they can offer you. They can't offer you solutions. They can't encourage you. They can't make you courageous. Then you know that person's operating in Satan, completely satanic. Now continuing, let's say in number 8, in Libya during Gaddafi's reign, if a Libyan buys a car, the government subsidized 50% of the price. So let's say you bought your car in the U.S. Let's say it's $20,000. Well, shoot, you getting 10%. I mean 50% off. So that car now 10,000. Now you pay the rest of that off. That's nice. That's nice, especially if you're struggling. So let's say you found a car and you're not the type of person that always want to go break the bank on the car. And you say, shoot, man, I see this car on sale, uh, 16,000. Man, they dropped the price. I'm getting the subsidy, so all I gotta pay is 8,000 on this car. This car mine. Shoot. I mean, that's the sort of thing that Gaddafi was doing for his people. In our country, the only thing close to that we had got at one point in time, Obama put in the cash for clunkers. Do you remember that program? Cash for clunkers. I don't think you remember that. But people had older cars, they could trade them in, and the government would, pay, and then they can get something new. What they say, completely free education, however, how far you want to go. I believe in free education. I believe in free education. I believe in free education. I believe in free health care. Anything that I can do to make people's lives better if I'm a leader, right? then that's something that I want to do. Only a wicked person would say, "Well, why can't it? Why can't they got to pay? They got to pay for that. It can't just have free this and free that." And then the same people that's talking about free, when they get in trouble, they the first ones go run into the government looking for free. We talking about them folks. We know what we talking about here. See, them folks feel that all the things should be free for me. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't want that black person to have nothing free. No, 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 no. They need to pay. I need to go to school for free. I need to do this for free, that for free. See, they believe in free for them. They don't believe in pulling themselves up by their bootstraps. Even corporations get money from the government. When it comes to me and you, oh no, you need to pay. And this is why. And this is why they in the position that they're in now. Number nine, the price of petrol, which is basically we would call gasoline, but on the other side of the word, they call it petrol, was 14 cents per liter. Okay, um, so imagine if we had gasoline in America at 14 cents. Shoot, you don't care how much you drive at that point, right? You be driving, but they had it 14. Now a liter is not as much as a gallon, but still 14 cents a liter. I can deal with that, right? I can deal with that. Um, 10, Libya had no external debt and its reserves amounted to 150 billion. So they had a surplus of 150 billion. The US is trillions of dollars in debt. Debt. Is it what, 20 some odd trillion dollars in debt? The US is. And Libya had 150 billion. Okay. Which is frozen. They won't let Libya get access to that money even now. I remember at one point in time, Minister Farrakhan talked about this that um, Gaddafi wanted to give him money to help out the black community. I think it was around $5 million they talked about. And when Gaddafi was trying to send the money to help out the black American community here, the government stopped it. They stopped the nation from getting $5 million from Gaddafi. They say, oh, terrorism, oh, they're a terrorist actor, and this and then the third, but froze the money. So then the minister said, well, Gaddafi told him, why don't you send your people over here and I'll give them the money, and then y'all can bring it on back so you can help out Black America. And, I think the minister said at the time that, something they just didn't want to do at that time period. I mean, I understand the wisdom of that, what the minister said. I really understand that because at that point, you know, um, you better get into something else with that move. You know what I'm saying? So now the minister was very, very wise in that. He said, "Well, you say I asked Andrew Yang a direct question about the reducing regulatory burdens on black banks. That joker told me that all minority banks needed help. Oh, he gave you an all lives matter thing, huh? You should have said that. I wasn't talking about all. I said black. I said that's why you're behind won't get no votes either. Mr. M34, thank you for the $20 love offering. So the minister was very, very smart on that. Make sure y'all can 717 people this morning. Y'all can get the likes up. I would greatly appreciate that. Greatly appreciate it. Let's see here. Another one. If a Libyan was unable to get employment after graduation, the state would pay the average salary of the profession as if he or she is employed until employment's found. So let's say you are a barber and for some reason you couldn't find a job, they will give you the equivalent of a salary, basically like an unemployment, until you got a job. So they basically had unemployment without worrying about it getting cut off, which is also good too. Um, number I think 12 here. A portion of Libyan oil sales was credited directly to the bank accounts of all citizens. So in most countries, the oil companies are state ran. Most of them are, right? Hold on, let's see what this person say. Hey, Uncle Phil, are you planning to coming back to Istanbul again? If you do, please visit the Afro Turk community. Are you in Turkey? Um, I see you gave us a Turkish lira. Where's the Afro Turk community? Can you email me about that? I may, yeah. Where is that at? Where's the Afro Turk community? Please let me know in response. And are you a part of that community yourself? You want to? I mean, you can. Let's have that conversation. Let's have that conversation. Or Kate, I don't know. Let me know in the chat. Let me know. Are you from that community itself? And where is it at? I may have a response for you. Okay. Or email me one or two. Let's see here. No, I really want to know if that's what I think if she sent 50 lira. Isn't that 50 lira you sent? I appreciate the lira. Um my both transactional. Yeah, yeah, because I want to go visit the Afro Turk community. So where they at? And if you're a part of it, let me know. I can meet up with you. All right. Number 13. Let's say a mother who gave birth to a child received 5,000 US dollars. So I think that's cool. I think that's cool as well because when you have a kid, it costs money when you have a kid. Y'all know that, okay? Y'all know that. I trust me, I know about it. I've bought everything I could for my children. Okay, hold on, let me see here. Wendy 050815 Sam, thank you very much for the love offering the 19. Greatly appreciate it. Financial literacy 101 say, hey brother Phil, you're always in Turkey. What are you not telling us? Um I believe what the Bible say, right? The Bible say don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing. That's the best advice I can give all of you. Somebody asked me about Kenya. Um, oh, I gotta go. I'm trying to get back to Kenya today. Not today. I was trying to get back to Kenya sometime this year. I got some business to take care of in Kenya. That's a lot of business to take care of in Kenya. Some business going on right now. So yeah, I gotta get back to Kenya. So shout out to Kenya on that. All my Kenyan brothers and sisters. Um, and so you spend 250,000 on property in Turkey, you can get a citizenship. Yeah, you say they're everywhere, but I'm an American from New York. We're living in Istanbul. Okay, you're an American in New York, where you living in Istanbul right now. Okay. Um, do you know where the Afro Turks are at? And if you know where they at, email. I say email me, please. Do you have my email? Um, But I know it's cold. I know it's snowing right now. So, but let me know what's up because I want to go visit with them. If you know where they at. Um. Oh, 14. 40 loaves of bread in Libya costed 15 cents during Gaddafi's reign. Okay. Well, listen. I want to know. I keep telling people, tell me where they at. Okay, if the Afro Turks tell me where they at, they got the sister say she's from New York, but she's Afro Turks everywhere, but there's a larger concentration. Look, it said, I'm American from New York and living in Istanbul. Okay, how far is that from Istanbul? That city, Mugla? How far is that from Istanbul? Mr. Phil wanted to interview me on my former agent NYACS and what do they do to black employees? I trigger. Um, Sometimes you probably won't get in contact with me personally, but you probably do better contacting Kellen. His address, his email address is on there a lot, and you can discuss that with him. I got a whole lot going on. Um, well, why I'm down as two people all of a sudden? Oh, okay. Anyway, let me. But can you email me, sister, the one that's talking about the Afro Turks? Can you email me? You said there's even an Afro Turk society. Okay, well, you seem like you the sister with the information. Can you email me at Scott at AfricanDiasporaNews.org and just say, hey, I'm the sister from New York in Istanbul, and that way we can have that conversation um, and everything. Okay, so let me get back. Yeah, so 40 loaves of bread was 15 cents. Shoot, 40 loaves of bread. Man, you pay for bread with, and I know the bread over there was good. We got a little processed freaking bread. Because anything with white flour, white sugar, that's bad for you, right? So we got this old processed bread, and they charge the bread and everything going up. So 40 loaves of bread, that's good. Now 15. 25% of Libyans had a university degree during Gaddafi's reign, which is a good thing. 15, Gaddafi carried out the world's largest irrigation project known as the Great Man-Made River Project to make water readily available through the desert country. So he actually, what you say, make $1 out of 15 cents by making, a big lake and everything in the middle of a desert where you shouldn't even have that. Now that's supposed to be what a dictator was doing. Is it interesting, LOL? You just said it was hard to contact you. It depends on what you're contacting me on, because some people get higher priority. It's like that. That's why you probably want to contact Kellen. There you go. There's no offense. Everybody just has certain priorities on certain agendas. Um, yeah, so that's not really a dictator to me. Now, the last thing, let me get to that. What knocked him off, why the West wanted to get him, was because he said, okay, we need to change the situation on the continent. So what he wanted was a gold dinar, and he wanted a gold dinar to be the central currency of the African continent. And he wanted three central banks put on the African continent, and he got the money together to pay the Chinese to put a satellite in space. Okay, and that satellite was going to be for the telecommunications of the African continent, because all the time before they were paying the West all kind of money for telecommunications. They was paying about in their essence about 500 million a year. They were paying to the West for telecommunications. So Gaddafi was like, nah, let me hire the Chinese, because the Chinese in space all the time. Obviously, we know that. So let me hire the Chinese. Let's go and pay the Chinese to get a satellite for us up there, right? And then that cuts the communication from the West. We have our own, telecommunications. Then it said what we're gonna do is we're gonna get all the. So he was getting together all the African presidents, right? He was getting them all together and getting them on board about want to have a gold dinar, get rid of the naira, get rid of the CD, get rid of the the Kenyan shilling, Ugandan shilling, get rid of the rand in South Africa, get rid of all that. Just have one gold dinar, and this is what sealed his fate when he said no one will be able to buy or sell anything unless you had a gold dinar. Meaning that dollar is no good no more. That British pound is no good no more. Nothing from the West is good no more. You got to trade all that in for a gold dinar. And the reason why he said a gold dinar, because gold is plentiful on the African continent, and that's what they wanted to go with. Now that was true freedom and true Pan Africanism. And when he started talking like that, and he was actually making the move to make that happen, he wasn't just running off at his mouth. They say, "Oh hell no, he gotta go." Hold on, let me see what this person says here. I'm in Asco, Addis, Sefer, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia right now. As I come every 2 months to visit family, you're right, saying that there is something about the connection to the continent. I'm from Jersey. Yeah, I'm not gonna come on here and lie to y'all about when I say things like that. I don't get nothing from lying to you. They don't pay me a dime to lie to you. So I had no reason to lie to you, right? You have a spiritual connection to the land, okay? Um, this person here, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of them because um, during the reign of Gaddafi was none of that issue you see today. Though the people that's running Libya today is criminals, and all that got started in around 2011, March of 2011. All of a sudden, these protesters come out of nowhere, showing up, complaining about Gaddafi. After he doing all that, they complain on him all of a sudden, right? Then you look in the media, oh, Gaddafi doing this to his people, and oh, he's hurting his people, and oh, we support regime change. Now, no other nation says that about ours. None, none at all. But yeah, they do that. Like, if you have a democratically elected government, just like in Ethiopia right now, oh, we support the protesters, and the prime minister needs to go. No, because you want him to go because He's trying to cut you off from Ethiopia, from what I found out. He's trying to say we need to do everything in Ethiopia. We need to do everything in house. We need to cut out the West. And Juan Gale said that people are very getting hostile toward these Mzungus now because they're seeing the truth. Like, trust me, when the Africans really wake up, it's not going to be good for them. They're not going to be able to come in there no more. Ain't going to be none of that vacationing and hanging out in Africa no more. Oh, no. Like I said, the Lord is opening up the eyes of a lot of people. So when he said that you got to have that gold dinar, he said, oh, no, 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 no. He got to go. So in March is when they started all these protesting, right? By April of 2011 is when, Obama talked about how Hillary kept on, harassing him basically about Libya. Like Barack Obama said, I wasn't focusing on that. I was focusing on other things, economy, XYZ. He said, but Hillary was bothering me so much, it's like she was throwing rocks at the window in the Oval Office. And she kept calling him over and over and over and over and over about bombing Libya through NATO. Okay. And not only him, it was France as well. Nicolas Sarkozy, that was his name. Them two together kept bothering Obama about Libya. Okay. And Obama, reluctantly and regretfully today, he still regrets it. He talks about his greatest regret as a president was Libya. He gave it the green light, so yeah, go ahead. After they kept bugging him because it wasn't Barack Obama's idea to go do that. Much you can say what you want to say about Obama, but you got to tell the truth on him. It wasn't his idea. It was more so Hillary's idea, and it was Nicolas Sarkozy's idea, and that's why she didn't become a president of the United States because God don't like ugly. She thought she was going to just waltz in and become the first female president, and that didn't even happen because of what she did in Libya. That's why people ain't forgot about that. Now, the Republicans always talk about the Benghazi thing, Benghazi. That would have never happened if shouldn't plug my thing back up. That would have never happened if Gaddafi was alive because that happened after Libya descended into chaos. At the moment that Gaddafi had died, Libya descended into chaos, ladies and gentlemen. It descended into chaos. And Obama said that. He said the moment that he died, the country went to chaos. Now what you have in Libya is that black people trying to, travel through there and they being gaffed up by Arabs, okay? And they being traded as slaves in Libya. And CNN don't want to report that. And CNN is international. They are truly international. Why they aren't reporting that? CNN got reporters in almost every country on the face of the earth. They got CNN on in different languages and all kind of things. Okay, and you're not reporting on that. You're not reporting that. Come on now, your network was used to pump up all this action against Libya. And now look at Libya. Libya is chaos. It still has not recovered ever since Gaddafi. If you go to my on the about page on the channel and click the business email thing, his email is as big as day right there. Okay. The Benghazi thing, I can care less about them folks and they talk about that beyond which personally. My main thing is you ruined a great country and you didn't want black people to be self-sufficient. I told y'all, people argue about the Willie Lynch letter. I can care less if it's real. I can care less if it's not. I just look at what's written and how these people move. You know what I'm saying? And these people have moved exactly like what that letter has said to the letter. Nobody can deny these people haven't moved in that manner that's written in that letter. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can deny that. So, with that being said, one part of the letter says we got to keep them dependent on us. We got to. But also there was a part of that letter that said that, even though these methods will work, there's going to come a time where basically black people are going to rise up. It talks about that and said, and that's their greatest fear because everything that we've done to them. Even they know the time is going to come that black people are going to say, you know what? Okay, it's enough is enough. And be honest with you, Black people don't have to even quote unquote rise up. Black people just make some decisions, say, I'm not participating no more. I'm not being a part of what you got going on. Have at it. Do you. We're going to just do us. That alone would break them. If black people check out the system, check out of like, I'm not shopping with you. We shopping with ourselves. We're going to do this for ourselves, that with ourselves. If we just do that alone, that will hurt them. You don't realize they so dependent on us. They're so dependent on Africa. It's crazy. They are more dependent on us than we are on them. But unfortunately, a lot of you allow them to do this Jedi mind trick to make you think you need them. Y'all wouldn't be nowhere. We'd be without us. And unfortunately, some of our brothers and sisters believe that actually. Oh, you talking about? Oh yeah, man. Kim Jong Un ain't dumb. He understand the game, man. You think? Trust me, everybody not stupid. Some people just watch and they say, okay, man, he gave up his nuclear weapons. Look what happened to him. He gave his up. Look what happened to him. I ain't doing that. I mean, that just, you know what I'm saying. You ain't got to be smart. You just be paying attention. You think they're going to let us leave in mass? Um, I don't know. Good question. We have never tried. That's a good question. Good question. We have never tried because I'm still thinking. Y'all call me whatever y'all want to call me, but I'm still thinking that everybody prior to the virus, everybody, a lot of people was really talking about, moving around, going to the continent, wherever they want to go. Right, you don't have to be there. And all of a sudden, we get this, and I talk about that because I was looking at the timing of it. You know, when the year return happened, the New York Times, the LA Times, all these different white media organizations were just talking about the year return all the time. Say, why are they talking about that? America don't care about no freaking Ghana year return. But it wasn't a message to the average American citizen. Because hell, how many times the white supremacists have said to go back to Africa, right? And then black folks now they starting to go back to Africa. All of a sudden, that's a problem. No, notice. I want you to notice something. Ever since black folks start going to Africa, notice the white supremacists don't really say that no more like they used to. Well, yeah, why don't you go back to Africa? Okay, well, yeah, I'll be there next month. Actually, they'll tell you that, but they're like, wait a minute, they're actually going. You know what I'm saying? The white supremacists just, they want you to. Let me tell you something. The moment that we delegitimize them, right? The more and more we delegitimize them, they drop. They drop constantly, right? And the more and more we make things pop somewhere else instead of there. So, because I think about things, all of a sudden, when everybody's trying to do things on the African continent, all of a sudden, this rise of I'm a black American. I'm gonna wave this flag so hard. I'm like, yeah, I'm a black American too. My ancestors built America, sure. My ancestors was on sugarcane plantations. My ancestors fought in the military. My ancestors did everything they could in America. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. No different than anybody else. But how I look at it is we're not running it though. We're not controlling the money. We're not getting a fair shake. We have to literally turn up to the point of causing $1 billion worth of damage just to get one race soldier arrested. Do y'all understand that doesn't make sense? White folks ain't got to turn up like that to get anything done. They just say the word and get things done. They let you know like what's our stake in America. And then the thing is, we are so divided in America. A lot of us in America is no earthly good because we are completely white in the mind. We are white men and white women in the mind, and that we hate black people. We think just like the white supremacists, we hate other black people. This is why it doesn't hurt you to harm another black person, to harm them physically, to harm their character, to take things from their money, to do whatever. It doesn't hurt you because you literally think like the white supremacists in your mind. So those kind of black people need to stay away from everywhere else. They need to stay with the white man, the bastardized father, and the white woman, the bastardized mother. Stay with them, please. Stay out of the way. Wave your flag all you want. Why do people keep the foot on your freaking neck or they knee on your proverbial neck? Stay there with that. If you tell me it's better to have the white man's knee on my neck than to try to be on my feet and doing something free somewhere, okay, well, keep the white man foot on your neck. Jerome said, Unc Funk Carter. Appreciate your work and subject covering. Thank you, brother, for the love offering. Thank you very, very much. Okay. Um, no, I don't want my carotid crushed just to wave a flag when everything says is against me. Every statistic shows that no one could argue the statistics. You can argue whatever you want. Black people are more incarcerated than anybody else, and not because we're committing more crimes. We're not committing the most crimes. The white folks are committing the most crimes, according to their own statistics. We're over policed and overcharged on crimes. Do you understand? Listen, they just recently had a case where the R word, right? And the judge says, well, we're going to let him go because he was already in jail um, during pre-trial, and that's good enough. Other cases where few or more committed more R's, right? Well, we don't want to put him in jail because he have his whole life ahead of him. A brother coming in having some freaking weed. Tyrone, you got weed? Oh shoot, Tyrone, 10 years. What? That was weed. I didn't kill nobody. What are you talking about, Judge? Nope, nope, Tyrone. We got to make an example out of you, Tyrone. Nope, 10 years. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of things they do. They can sit up there and have school, shoot up the school. Well, Billy, his dad left, and he grew up in a single parent household, and he dealt with some struggle financially, and um he wasn't loved, and he just didn't have a lot. So I mean, we hate that happened, but he had a mental health issue, and we got to really look more and talk about his mental health. Dude, this just shot up 30 people in the school. What are you talking about? Oh, but I know it's bad, it's a tragedy, but his mental health. Black people grow up all the time like that. We don't go do that crap. What are you talking about? It's not mental health, it's him. He evil. But no, they don't use the word evil against their own. They won't do that, okay? B. Simmons, thank you for the love offering, brother. Thank you also for joining. Um, being a member for 40 months. Thank you also. Appreciate that. So what kind of system is that? Where they can do that and they act like they're the victim. But a black person has some freaking weed in their pocket. A black person do something non-violent, didn't harm nobody, and oh my God, you the worst criminal ever. That's a system that's built against you. That's People talk about the Constitution, the Constitution. When they were writing the Constitution, our people were slaves. They didn't write that Constitution for me and you. What are you talking about? They didn't write it for me and you. Every little bit of thing that we do have in America, we had to fight for. They didn't just say, oh, wow, we didn't treat black people right. Let's go ahead and make things right. No. That did not happen like that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying. I'm only saying. You look at the banks. We don't get home loans. You need homes to live. Black people rent more than they own homes, not because black people don't want to own a home, not because black people don't make money or whatever. They make it so hard to obtain a home. Now, prior to the housing crash, black people were just starting to get homes. It was getting easier for black people to get homes. And that housing crash happened. Now, this is what I have against Obama. Obama made it hard to get in a home after that housing crash. He made it very difficult. And it wasn't black people or white people, whoever's fault, what happened. The banks did that mess. And nobody went to prison for that. Nobody. went to prison for crashing the economy. You got people going to jail for freaking PPP loan fraud, but you didn't have no bankers go to jail for what they did to the economy and did to the people. Nobody went to jail. So you look at home ownership, which is something that black people need. You look at education and how it's hard for black people to get educated. Why do you think we don't have enough black doctors, black lawyers, black nurses, black dentists? It's not that our people aren't smart. They make it so hard for black people. When you look at people, even people that got these business ideas, people like Elon Musk, that a lot of times not just people like him, a lot of these white folks that you see as billionaires, the government gave them so much money to do what they're doing. And then they say, hey, look how I did it. Well, yeah, how Elon Musk is a come from South Africa. He's originally his people from the Netherlands. He ain't from South Africa. I hate to even hear them people talking about I'm South Africa. No, you're not. You're Dutch. You're from the Netherlands. You're an invader. You're not only in my opinion, well, not my opinion, it's the truth. Go by DNA. Africans are me. People that look like me, we're Africans. People look like Elon Musk, you're European. Well, we were born and raised there. You're still a European. You're from the Netherlands. You're not a South African. See, my brothers and sisters South African, you tell them that you're not African at all. I remember had one of them tell me one time on Facebook, well, I'm more African than you because I was born in South Africa. I say, seriously? I said, let's run a DNA test then. And let's see how much African I am versus you. Matter of fact, I do you one better. When I get to Cape Town, let's go sit on the beach from sun up to sundown. No sunscreen. Let's go. And let's see which one is more African after the end of that day. Let's see who's gonna burn and who not. Just well, they don't like when I start talking to them like that. I know my advantages of being a black man, African, whatever you want to call me today. Never. Never. It's like saying like a dog. If a dog is born, like for instance, prime example, prime dog. If a German Shepherd is born in another country, doesn't make it not a German Shepherd anymore. It just means you're born in a different location. It's still a German Shepherd. You can have a Chihuahua, right? Those little dogs. Just because the Chihuahua isn't born in Mexico doesn't make it not a Chihuahua anymore. I mean, come on, who y'all playing? Y'all talking to the wrong one. There you go, counterfeit. There you go. You counterfeit Africans. That's what they say. Go call yourself an African. You ain't no doggone African. You are African based on your blood, the soil your people come from. Wish you would tell me I'm not African. My people originally come from the Balanta tribe. Don't tell me then where my people don't come from. My people were West African. Okay, the Balanta tribe is the people that I come from, and Balanta means one who resists. And I said no wonder where I am today. I just don't like to conform to oppression like that. I believe in freedom. You say 1865 African? Yeah, 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 yeah. They're not gonna tell me that, brother. They ain't gonna tell me that. I know who I am and where I come from, and I also know from the tribe I'm from in America too. But that's our own tribe, right? African Americans, we have our own people, we have our own tribe, and I love it, and it's to be respected. And our tribe, right? When you go to African countries, you're gonna see the influence of our tribe all through the African continent. So the moment you get there, you're gonna hear music that come from us. You're gonna see our artists and our stars on the buses, on some of the billboards you'll see there. Like I say, you're gonna see African American culture all through there. Don't even get me talking about Ghana, where you talking about in Kumasi, where they literally calling themselves, and they got a section in Kumasi. They call it Kumerica. I don't know. If you, look into what I'm telling you. They are making freaking drill music in Ghana. Like you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't even like to hear people say, "Well, Africans don't like us." Just go over there. You're gonna see your culture right there. So they got this one drill song that actually made went viral called Soray or something like that. I forgot that dude's name. You probably know the song I'm talking about. These dudes look like they out of Chicago. Some of these dudes got streets they call in Louisiana, and like I mean they naming certain streets after U.S. states and copying literally African American swag. So come on now, you know, please. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Terrence said they got super. Yeah, they got drill. They making drill music and friggin' they copied. They can literally on the African continent. They follow everything that we do. Literally. So like I said, when you go, that's why when you go and you say, "Oh yeah, I'm African American," and they hear you talk, "Oh man, hey, we want to holler at you," whatever. So that's why I don't like when hearing people say that. Well, Africans don't like us. Like once I told y'all before, the Africans that's here that's in America are selected to come. Not every African is allowed to come here. Many are denied the right to come, even just to come for a freaking visit. Yeah, there you go. There you go, brother Elvis. You say y'all talk sorry, yeah. Yep, that's a dude right there. Hold on, let me see if I can get. Let me see if I could. I forgot. I didn't know you wasn't a moderator. Give me a second. Hold on. I know you wasn't a moderator. All right, now you're a moderator. All right, so you good now. Yeah. But anyway, um, yeah, we are the salt of the earth, man. Even in Kenya, I saw African American influences. Talking about his brother Elvis there. I saw the influence right there, and man, like I said, we all get along, bro. I say it's more of us get along than not get along. But anyway, uh, what's going on here? Your connection's unstable. Please wait while we try reconnecting. Anyway, um, I hope we connect back. All right. So let me go ahead on and wrap this up because my connection's unstable. I need to do another stream responding to a sister, African Unite Force. But I'm going to do it on the African Diaspora Insider channel. So I'm going to end this one. And then, yeah, I'm going to end this one. Head over there in a few minutes. And we will catch y'all on the flip. When the sister I told, email me. And I'll hopefully get with you. All right. Thank y'all for listening. See you on the next one.